Baby, I'm trying to get paid. Legends don't die in a grave. They live through the story they made, okay? Boom, 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 boom. Baby, I'm trying to get paid. Legends don't die in a grave. Legends don't die anywhere.
Yo, welcome to Melee Prime Time. This is where live predictions and chat become part of the show. We'll be jumping into trending topics across AI, crypto, tech, business, gaming, and internet culture. For each segment, we'll open a live prediction on Melee, give everyone time to lock in, talk through the topic, and resolve it together before moving on to the next one. So don't just sit back and watch. Make your pick, drop your takes in chat, and let's see who actually calls it right. All right, Simon is here with me today. Finally, we have you back, Simon. What are we cooking first, baby?
Marcelo, so good to see you, man. Chat, welcome, GM. It's so good to see you.
Get some W's, Simon, in chat before he starts. Get some W's, Simon, in the chat. But go ahead, Simon. Go ahead.
So good to see you guys. It's so good to see you. We have tons of hot topics today. Basically, you don't need to watch the news. You just come here to Melee Prime Time. You get to see the news. You get to see everything that's hot, anything that's trending, and the chat is the show. Part of the show is the show. We have so many good things today. Let's kick it off with how this works, Marcelo. What do you say?
Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. I'm excited. Tell them how it's done, Simon. Tell them how it's done.
Okay, let's do it. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. By the way, it's so good to see you all. I've been traveling, so that's why you've been seeing Marcelo and other guests. But today I'm back, baby. I'm back. So here it is. Here's how it works for everybody that's watching. The first thing you need to do is you need to go to melee.com. That's M3LEE.com. M3LEE.com. What you're gonna see there right away is us. We're part of the homepage. And then the cool part of this show is the chat is the show. You get to predict what the chat is going to say and the sentiment of the chat. So the first question that we have today is, someone spent 10,000 BTC on 2 pizzas. Will 60% plus of the chat say that's the most painful pizza ever? So we're going to get to see a lot of what happened today with the 10,000 BTC on 2 pizzas. It's honestly, I think it's part of history right now. There's so many cool things about it. We'll go down the rabbit hole. And your job as you're watching this is to predict what the chat sentiment will be based on that question. Marcelo, you ready?
Let's run it back, Simon. So guys, run your prediction markets. Let me share my screen here. Let me bring it up. Today we're talking about Bitcoin pizza, baby. Bitcoin pizza. Actually, let me just reshare. It's 2 seconds.
By the way,
I'm sharing the full window. Give me a sec here.
Happy Bitcoin Pizza Day today to everybody that's watching. Chat. Happy BTC Day. It's honestly the reason this show is going on is because of Bitcoin. So cheers for that.
Yeah, this is a very, 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 very big historical day. I'll actually be going to an event later, a local event celebrating Bitcoin pizza. But for context, before we get into this, for those that don't know what the heck we're talking about, Marcello, Simon, what do you mean Bitcoin pizza, bro? Yes, Bitcoin pizza, guys. Let me share my screen here. Let me actually bring it to this page. Yes. Because this is a classic picture, guys. 16 years ago, Laszlo, I'm going to completely butcher his name. Laszlo Hanias, a Floridian programmer, bought 2 Papa John's pizzas. Honestly, by the way, Papa John's should do something with this. There'd be a good, like, collab. I don't know. They could make something really big out of this, thinking like marketing. But they bought 2 Papa John's pizzas for 10,000. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 10,000 Bitcoin. Today, those pizzas would be valued at $774 million. Just shy away of $250 million, right? So obviously back in the day, $10,000 was not what it's worth now. It was the equivalent of 2 pizzas. You could see them right here. And you know, here's proud Papa ordering his Papa John's pizzas for his 2 sons from what I see here. I love pizza. It's really wild when you really think about it. If he had just held those 10,000 Bitcoin, he would be very close to being a billionaire. So it's kind of crazy to think. What do you guys think, guys? I want to hear your takes. You know, is this insane that he bought the pizza? Is this a good, is this a great memory to look back on? We're actually going to play a clip after of him talking about it on the news.
Yeah.
Very interesting stuff. But Simon, before we get more into it, what are your thoughts on all this, man?
Man, so first of all, I think it's such a historic moment, and we all have to appreciate what happened here. Like, I've been around Bitcoin for a while, right? Like I went deep down in 2016, but before I was tracking it, looking what was going on. I was part of the faucets, part of a movement here, actually in Vancouver. There were like this underground, honestly, like in basements, we will get together and talk about crypto and things like that. So what is incredible is that the original vision of Bitcoin was, hey, we can transact these tokens outside of the government control fiat, and we can buy things. And so this was like part of that movement. Like this is what Bitcoin was all about. And if you hear it in the interview, I watched the interview, I've seen this guy talk about it, and this needed to happen. You know what I mean? Yes, it is painful, but it needed to happen. So chat, we want to hear about what's your take on this. Like, was this really the most painful pizza ever, or was this part of history and it needed to happen? You have 3 minutes to predict what the chat is going to say. We want to hear from you guys. But Marcelo, yeah, let's watch a video. And I think that this will give the chat a good sense of what's cooking. And it's, like I said, it's a historic moment, guys. Like, this is incredible.
Yeah, this is history in the making. Before we play this video, we love Simon, man. I love the enthusiasm. I'm going to push back, though, my friend. I think, I'm going to start out by saying, this is a great moment for the father, the kid. This is history in the making. This has paved the way for, where we are today, right? I would maybe even argue we wouldn't be today where we are if maybe this historical moment didn't play in a timeline. At the same time, man, this is max pain, guys. Come on, let me know in the chat what you guys think. But Jesus Christ, Simon, $775 million. That's enough to retire me, my bloodline, and future 20 other bloodlines. And it's, I think this is a cool moment to look back on. But I could just imagine, like, I think of that meme of the guy that's like he has a mask, like he's smiling, and then behind the mask he's like just crying. And like, I don't know, that would be me if I lost almost $1 billion buying pizza with Bitcoin. I don't know. I want to hear what this guy has to say. Let's play this video, then we're gonna look at some of the comments, and then both on stream and in the chat. And then also, guys, you got 2 minutes left, so go to M3LEE.com. That's M3LEE.com, M3LEE.com. Run your predictions. We want to know what you guys think. But before we do that, let's check this video out. It's a short clip.
Posted on the forum. I said, posted on the forum. I said, if anybody's interested, I'm offering 10,000 Bitcoins in exchange for some pizza. And somebody there said, hey, I'll take you up on that offer. So I sent him the 10,000 Bitcoin. I said, okay, here it is. I'm waiting for my pizza. And, he phoned it in, he paid with his credit card, and the pizza showed up at my door.
Jesus Christ, what a story. It's really funny because I think all of us have a story that like brought us into crypto, or brought us into, we discovered Bitcoin for the first time. I'm sure for a lot of people this was a story. They must have heard this. It's like, what the heck is Bitcoin? You could buy pizza with that? For me, it wasn't that. I learned about it in university when I was studying at Concordia in 2017. Heard about this thing called Bitcoin, and it was history. I don't know what it was that brought it. Maybe it was Gary Vee or some influencer or creator was talking about it on YouTube, and I'm like, let me look into this thing. But Simon, I want to know, what was your story that got you into, how did you discover Bitcoin? You mentioned earlier a little bit, you guys were talking about it in the basements, or you had some talks about it. Was it this story that brought you in? Was there another story that helped you discover what Bitcoin was?
No, this story wasn't even in that much in the radar at the time, to be honest. Like, Bitcoin was at, what was it? Like, not even at 5K. Like, it was like 1,000, I think. And what brought it to my attention was a friend of ours here in Canada was like, hey, there's this really cool currency going on. We talk about tech, we talk about all these cool things, and it happened in this basement. It was called Decentraland meetups, and it hosted in all these basements around the city, right? So I went to talked to some cool people. There was lots of experimentation, which is the fun part about all of this, like if he was experimenting, like think about the other guy, it probably cost him $40, whatever, and that was a risk. Like, you're gonna give me 10 Bitcoin probably at the time was worth like what? Like, imagine if you do the math, 10k BTC was worth like nothing. So the other guy's like, oh shit, I might lose my $40. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, that's what brought me to BTC. It was like, and crypto was like this experimentation movement that was going on around the city, and people were meeting in these basements talking about it and experimenting with it, and it was so fun, man. It was also like this way of being like, hey, we can actually transact for the first time ever outside of government, kind of like fiat, and that was exciting, man. Like, what Bitcoin has done for us, for society, is insane. So chat, we want to hear about you. Happy BTC Day, Pizza Day. What's your take here? Go to the poll. We have 2 minutes. Was it the most painful pizza ever, or is this a legendary moment? I would say it's a legendary moment. Like, when you trade, you can never look back in your trades. He traded, you don't look back.
Yeah, no, sorry, Simon. Legendary moment, but damn, bro, this is too much money to lose to be just a legendary moment, guys. So run your polls right now. We've closed the prediction market on M3LEE. We're gonna see the results in just a moment. We've got 2 minutes left of the poll. Drop them one in the chat if you think this is a painful pizza, because I think that's a painful pizza. Or two, if you're like, I don't care, this is a legendary moment, guys. This is a very legendary moment. So let me see what people say in the chat. Right here, WTF, I should do the same. If they gave me that 10k pizza, I would have $76,000 now, meaning I guess best friend Mo would have spent all that money. Look at that face, so many expressions in his face. Yeah, man, I don't know, man. He's trying to hold it together, I think. Best friend Mo says 2010 I was grabbing stones and throwing it instead of investing in Bitcoin. Zio says I'll make pizza, you give me the Bitcoin. Yeah, that's a good deal. Let's do that. Let's look at some of the comments on these tweets. Let's see what people have to say. Trap says, and every time I read this, I die a little more on the inside. That's how I would feel, man. The amount of regrets. Let's look for some juicier comments. Let me go back here. Boom, boom, boom. Actually, this might be good. Shout out to OpenSea. They got a good post. Wait, let me go back on the trending page. Michael Saylor, one of the biggest buyers of Bitcoin, says, happy Bitcoin pizza. He's out. Look at everybody just eating pizza. Let's see. Is there any good comments here? But yeah, guys, you got less than a minute left, 40 seconds left. We're almost at a tie. 54-46, guys. 54-46. Can we get above 60% for painful pizza? Or are you guys going to vote it's a legendary moment? I don't know.
But chat, what you have to think about is if everybody hoarded their BTC, there wouldn't be BTC. You know what I mean? Like, everybody needed to transact, needed to move. In fact, that needs to happen today. So this was legendary moment.
Absolutely. I don't know about you, Simon, but seeing all this pizza is making me hungry. Coin Market Cap says, pay 10,000 Bitcoin for pizza. On May 22nd, 2010, Bitcoin made history with its first. That's a good way to look at it. In terms of like Simon's argument here, this is the first real world transaction. This is the first time, guys, that anybody's bought something real, a real product with a cryptocurrency. This is revolutionary. A revolutionary moment to lose money. Guys, 54% of people say it is a painful pizza. 46% of people are saying it was a legendary moment. It seems like the prediction market has resolved to no. We have gotten a big fat no.
Chat.
Wow.
Chad, you got to think about it from this perspective. And I know this the market is closed, but think about this way. For the first time ever, we get a moment to transact a different currency that is not governmental currencies, right? And you didn't know, like, these people, in the wildest dreams, you would have thought, like, even for me in 2016, the biggest conversation at the time was like, will institutions ever accept cryptocurrencies? Think about it, 2016. Imagine this guy thought like, this will never go more than $1,
Yeah.
you know? And now look at the president, countries have accepted, like, adopted Bitcoin, institutions. Like, in your wildest dreams, you would have thought this would have happened. So I think this was really, like, it's the way to go. Like, we got to keep transacting this thing. And it's going to keep going up, by the way.
Yeah, just to touch on that before we run to the next one. Yeah, man. I mean, looking at in hindsight, we would have never imagined institutions, literally BlackRock is buying up Bitcoin as we speak. These massive big institutions, the White House is literally working on, we were just talking about the Clarity Act last week, which is making progress. Regulatory bodies and just massive suits getting into the game. Yeah, I think a lot of us would have never imagined that, right? And even going back to the previous image or video, 16 years ago, guys, 16 years ago, we would have never imagined that the White House would be talking about Bitcoin. So very interesting stuff, guys. I guess it just goes to show you just could never really know where things go, right? And if you had told me Bitcoin 16 years ago was gonna one day reach $100,000 USD, which at the time was probably worth pennies, oh man, insane.
Dude, I remember
let's run to the next one, Simon.
Like,
go ahead.
Celebrating so hard when you reach 10,000. Like, it was a historical moment for us here in Canada, in the group that we were on at the time. Like, 10K was like, holy shit, this is insane. And I remember people saying like, this is a total bubble. It will never go past 10K. Look at it.
It's a scam. Remember? Yeah. Simon, it's a scam. What are you doing? And it's just like, guys, like, it's funny, right? Even just like to touch on that, like, I think this is what happens all the time, right? Like, I remember I wasn't there, but reading up articles and like when the internet came along, or Amazon and all these things in the late 1990s, everybody was like, yeah, don't put your credit card on Amazon. That's a scam. Literally everybody orders stuff with Amazon Prime today. So it's just so fascinating to see the shift in the times, right? Things evolve, and then norms change, and then things this is amazing. I love this.
I love that. I would hang that in my house.
Yeah, this is incredible. Honestly, can somebody get me this painting?
Right?
All right, Simon, let's jump to the next prediction.
By the way, chat, we have currently 144 concurrent viewers. Welcome everybody that is watching the show. This is a different type of show, guys. If you're new to this, by the way, here's where the chat is the show. You're part of the show with us. It's not us talking, you're talking with us. And not only that, but we're predicting all together. So let's go and see how this works. I'm going to show you, and this is going to kick off the next rabbit hole, the next segment. By the way, you also don't even need to watch the news. You just come here, get the latest and greatest, and then get to participate. This is a new way of doing things, a new way to watching the shows, where the chat is the show. So, you ready?
The chat is the show.
Okay, here's the next prediction. All right. So, chat, if you're new, I'm seeing here right now, just on Twitch alone, we have 135 viewers. So welcome. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to predict if what the chat sentiment is. So here's the poll. An Irish shop owner unhooked 91 bras in 60 seconds. Will 60% plus of the chat say this? That's weirdly impressive. Okay. So your job, if you're new here, your job is to predict what the chat sentiment is going to be. So talk to the chat. Let us know what you think. Marcelo, take us down the rabbit hole.
Let's check this out. Irish shop owner's 2013 bra unhooking record resurfaces with mix of awe, and corrections. Let's see what that means. So this guy's breaking world records, unhooking women's bras. That's a skill set I didn't know was world record deemable worthy. Let's see what this guy says. So Sean Murray, owner of Sean Murray Fashions in Skibbereen, County Cork, Ireland, set a Guinness World Record on October 26, 2013. Wow, this is already a 13-year-old world record by clipping 91 double hook bras in 60 seconds using only his hand. I hope so. I don't know what else he would be using. The feat supported the Irish Cancer Society's breast cancer awareness campaign with volunteers in pink t-shirts lining up for him to tackle. A reposted clip wrongly labeled him a Turkish record breaker for 100 bras, but users corrected it to the original Irish event, praising his ninja-like speed while sharing laughs over the details. So yeah, I mean, 100 or whatever, what was the other number? 91, same thing, you know, whatever, they're 9 off. That's a lot of bras and to do in 1 minute. I'll be honest with you, this is kind of cool, but like, let's be honest, who's gonna need to unhook that many bras? You know, like, if maybe you could hook out a few, you're gonna have a good night, but 100 bras, I don't even think you're gonna have the chance to play with all of those, to say. So I think it's kind of cool, but I'm gonna push back and say it's kind of a weird flex, because it's like, hey, cool story, bro, but what are you gonna do with 100 unhooked bras? You know what I'm saying? I want to play this video in a sec. Simon, what do you think about this?
I think the chat is gonna think that this is really impressive. This is the reason why is, first of all, how do you even I don't know about your bra skill set, but like, Chad, I want to hear about your own bra skill set.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Male or female, because like, it's tough, man. Like, you know, I have a wife, right? So sometimes she cannot even freaking do it herself. So imagine freaking 100, like, what do you have to say? And then the next part, which is crazy.
Sounds like a headache to me, man. It's like having one girlfriend, having 100. I don't know about that.
But so it's impressive. And the cool part about this, and I think the chat is going to think is impressive, is like, it's a pretty cool awareness campaign. Like, this is borderline genius awareness campaign for breast cancer, the way they did it. But look at these guy skills. Holy, like, I wonder how he practiced these things. Plus, there's men there. So why is there men there? Look, these are men, no?
Yeah, let's play the video. Let's check it out a bit more, man. Let's see what they got to say.
Dude, this guy must have been a ninja with the ladies or something, you know?
Absolutely. Whoops. I realized I was sharing the wrong screen. All right, perfect. Let's share this video.
9. Ready, Sean? You can second it out. Yep. That's 10. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, this guy is fast. Like, he's not even like, like, he's like, he barely touches it and it's unhooked. This guy's got magic hands, man. Look at that. Oh my god.
No, that's an insane flex, man.
That is a flex.
How?
Serious. He's unhooked like 30 bras already.
But like, how? Like,
I know. How's he doing that?
You see the movies, and it's like a funny thing that the guy cannot even unhook the bra of the woman. You know.
Yeah.
50 seconds. 9, 8, 7. 6.
This guy's
5,
making me ashamed. I'm sorry,
3,
dude.
2,
I'm gonna have to practice now. Wow, he did 91? What the hell? All right, okay. That is pretty impressive. I'm still gonna say it's a weird flex, but goddamn, he did like almost 100 in that video. I thought he was like at 30 by the time it was done. Like that's insane.
Maria's like the most useless skill ever.
There, coming from an actual woman, guys. Coming from Maria. Best friend Mo, Marcello, and Simon, could you do that? I mean, not like that. I could do that, but not like that.
I mean, I do have some skills, but like that is pretty impressive.
Yeah. Oh man. Zion says they are proud. Let them be. Zio says, I bet the comments are gonna be hilarious. Yeah, we're gonna go to the video comments in just a second. Let me see what you guys are saying. Can he do 4 hook bras? Says Hira. I don't know. That's a whole other game. Maybe he can't do that. I'd want to see. This is funny. Sorry, says Hira. I can do it in 30 seconds, not to inspire, but to brag. I love it. What would be my superhero name if this is my powers? The Unhooker. No, that sounds like a terrible name. Let's look into some of the comments, guys. By the way, you have 2.5 minutes left to run your predictions on melee.com. That's M3LEE.com, guys. Run to our prediction websites, our live predictions, see what you guys think. We want to know if 60% of the chat believes that this will be, or this is weirdly impressive. Like, is this impressive to you guys? Or do you just think this is weird? Like, it ain't impressive. It's just like, what the hell?
It's pretty impressive. I have to push.
Yeah. It's kind of impressive. A little bit.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Let me look at the comments here. Let's see what they got to say. Wonder what the backstory of discovering this talent is. Legend. Imagine how many he has unhooked in his lifetime. Probably thousands, bro. Probably thousands. Time to hire this Terminator to get rid of him before this video reaches my wife.
That's
Oh, man. Wait a minute.
Yeah, this is what I was thinking. Is like, wait, what?
Yeah, I don't think this guy was supposed to be here. I think this is a fake image. This is not a.
No, I think it's for real. It's in the video. Like, okay.
There was a guy in a bra. Oh shit!
Many
okay.
guys.
I didn't notice that. Okay. What kind of talent is this? 2, how do people discover this talent? And 3, how do you convince the women when showing off this talent? Yeah, that's hilarious. He's got some game. Oh, look at this. I have doubts. Oh, it looks like it's tied. He's Irish, you idiot. Really interesting, guys. Really interesting. So let us know in the chat. Do you think this is a weird flex? Do you think this is just weird? And I want to know why. Why do you think this is a cool flex? Why do you think it's not a flex to do? And we're gonna keep looking at some of the comments. You have 30 seconds left, guys, to run your predictions on the market. Let's see. I think there should be a recount. I don't know. A lot of people are skeptical. They're saying that maybe it wasn't even tied. When you're on a roll and just can't stop, but you run out of girls.
I think that's what happened. Honestly, like they couldn't find 100 girls. Look, these are men.
Yeah, that's actually really funny. Oh yeah, you're right. Look at this. They thought we didn't see this phenomenon. I love it. I mean, look, at the end of the day, a bra's a bra, right? If you could take it off, a man or a woman, you could take off a bra. Interesting. All right, guys, the predictions are over. The polls are in. You got 4 minutes to run your polls on our prediction market. So let's see. What do you guys think? What is the record? Type 1 in the chat if you think this is a weirdly impressive, or type 2 in the chat if you think this is a weird flex. This is a weird flex, guys. It's cool, but it's like, I don't know.
No, it's really impressive, guys. Chad, come on, you have to think about it from the perspective of like, not only the guy, he's fast, but also like it's a cool campaign. This is really impressive.
Hero wants to know, how fast can you unhook bras? I don't know. Give me like maybe 15 seconds. I don't know. Bras. I mean, whoops. I'll just be unhooking one. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could do it like this guy. By the time he unhooks one, I've unhooked one. He's done like 30. What about you, Simon? How fast can you unhook a bra? The chat
Look,
wants to know.
I'm quick with the one hand, but I have to say a couple of things. First, in a real scenario, if you know what I mean, you will never do it this way. Like it's a weird, it's, so I have to say I do have skills, but like this guy, so it's like you wouldn't ask the person to turn, you do it like right here. So I'm pretty fast, I have to say. It would be more impressive if they were all facing him, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, right? It's a lot harder doing it facing the other way. That's typically how you would do it. You're not going to be like, hey, turn around, let me, So I get the practicality of it. I also think, it's awesome that you're doing this for cancer research. It's for a great cause. But yeah, realistically speaking, if you're going to do a competition like this, let's do it in a realistic way where, it's rare that the woman's going to be facing her back towards you, right? So I don't know. Okay, look at all the men. You're right. I didn't notice that before. I find that funny. Let's see if we got a few more comments, guys. You got 2 more minutes to run the predictions.
It's like the hero we never, the hero we didn't think we needed.
Yeah, exactly, right? I love that. You know, this one's interesting. Look at what this man accomplished in a time it takes some of you to line up a putt. Yeah, look, it takes time. It's impressive, man. It's pretty hard to do this as much as fast as this guy doing. Joe thinks, damn, aim point method. This would take some of us the rest of our lives. The truth is, you know, sometimes it's also the girl that takes it off, right? So it's just like that's unhooking her own bra. So some guys I think have no, you know, we don't have the expertise as much as some people do. So I don't know. I don't know.
Chat, what's your take here? Like, you know, do you have the practice? Like, just to let us know.
Yeah. That added reader context has got to be AI saying, yeah, we don't care. Actually, still impressive. You got to pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers, says Ryan. 91 bras? We want to see 91,000 bras. It's not enough. We need to see more.
Ryan is bluffing, man. Dude, he probably is a virgin.
There you go, man. You know, Dave's being honest here, though. Dude, I would get 3 or 4 max during that time frame. I think a lot of us would, you know. I'm gonna still say it's a weird flex, but I gotta give credit where it's due, man. I don't think many people are up this guy's alley, man. There's nobody taking bras. Nobody taking bras like this guy, this Irish man, Sean Murray, man. Shout out to Sean Murray. The predictions are closed. The polls are closed, guys. What is the record? The record is 1. People think 38% people say this is weirdly impressive, but the majority think this is a weird flex, bro. 62% of people are like, I don't know, man. This is a weird flex. So the prediction market resolves to no. A big fat no, Simon. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Guys, come on, you gotta think about this, Chad. Like, you gotta go deep into the what's going on here. Like, it's this guy is doing it for a good cause. It's super impressive, Chad. Come on, you gotta think about these things.
You got to think about it, chat. But the chat ain't impressed, Simon. They're not impressed today. This is great. This is a very interesting topic. I think it's time to run to the next topic now, guys. What do you guys think? While we do that, let me read some more of the comments. Web3 Gamer gonna make it says, too late to change my mind now, Simon. He ain't changing his mind. Paul, it says, to be honest, I could only do 1 to 2. Hero says, I'll be impressed if he can do it eyes closed. I think so too. I mean, I'll be honest. I think he can do it eyes closed, but I don't know. It does take. Look at his focus. Look, he's locked in, guys. He's locked in. Let's see if there's one more comment. Yeah, feels like this is a super villain power. Yeah, this would be a super villain power. I love it. All right, what do we got next, Simon?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think about what the super villain power would be. It's almost like the girlfriend taker or something.
Yeah.
Like.
The wife stealer.
Yeah,
just stealing people's wives left and right.
Good.
That's pretty good.
The wife stealer. Don't let him close to your wife.
Yeah.
So
the unhooker.
The unhooker.
Right. The unhooker. I could do it in the dark, says King. Yo, show me your skills, bro. Let's see what you got.
Right? Yeah, that's
all
the
right.
other thing.
What do we got here, Simon?
Usually you do these things in the dark and the person facing you. So I don't know. It is kind of impressive. But anyways, chat, I think you got to think about these things. So here it is. By the way, we have almost 153 concurrent viewers, 143 right now on Twitch. Welcome, everybody. So here's how it works. In here, in prime time, the chat is the show. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to MTHERELEE.com, M3LEE.com, and then you're going to see us right there in the front page. And then what you're going to do is you're going to read the prediction right here, okay? I'm going to read it to you, and then you're going to get a sense of the chat sentiment to see where they are. Like, that's your job. And then you can predict. You can have a really good prediction. Then while that's going on, we're going to go down the rabbit hole. We're going to get more information for you to make the best prediction. By the way, you can predict multiple times. That's another part. So here goes. Riot joked cheaters now have 6K paperweights. Will 60% of chat say cheaters deserve it? So, Marcelo, I think this is cool and very relevant. Let's go down the rabbit hole on this one.
Let's do it. So let me pull this up here. So we got an image here posted by the official. Okay, perfect. They quote retweeted it. So we're going to see what the actual post is about. But from what we see, the official Riot Games account, I just want to see the date. So this was yesterday, guys. They posted this image. Congrats to the owners of a brand new $6,000 paperweight. So from what I see here, they did some kind of a patch. We're going to get into it, which completely stops cheaters from doing their thing. But the question becomes, did they push it too far, guys? Are they, they obviously did something to abolish cheaters, but did they take it too far with this savage response? So here we could see the game Valorant. Today's Vanguard anti-cheat update blocked the majority of DMA firmwares using SATA/NVMe. FGK suddenly triggered an IOMMU restart warning in-game, which after which the DMA firmware becomes completely unusable. Even without the game running or after uninstalling Vanguard, only fixes a full operating system reinstall. It's using IOMMU to create read blocks, which permanently breaks the majority of almost all SATA and NVMe firmwares once triggered. Even the advanced H2 board got affected. Confirmed firmware block by its gamer doc. So yeah, okay, this is good. Shout out to Snowboard asking Grok, Grok, explain to me in simple terms why this is a big deal and why it was done. So Vanguard's update targets hardware cheats, DMA devices on this stuff that cheaters use directly to read-write Valorant memory from outside the game. These are expensive, hard to detect tools. The update forces a security check that bricks the cheat firmware. It stops working even after closing the game or uninstalling Vanguard. Many users need a full Windows reinstall to recover. Riot did it to kill a major cheating method and keep matches fair. For cheaters, it's a huge setback. Their gear is effectively cooked. Bro, I love Grok, man. This is an AI talking like this, man. With the quote-unquote cooked. Yeah, so essentially, I mean, I can't say it better than that. Grok summed it up, but essentially cheaters that are trying to use this firmware for essentially cheating are now cooked. And they absolutely are trolling everybody that's using this by saying that, yeah, essentially you spent all this money. This is a $6,000 setup, and now it's essentially as useful as a paperweight, which, by the way, a paperweight is literally just a weight you put on your stuff to not fly away if there's like a fan or there's wind in your office, which essentially just means it's useless. I don't know. What do you think, Simon? Did Riot Games go too far with this? Like, they did what they did, which props to them. Absolutely abolishing cheaters. I think that's great on them. But did they take it too far here with this response? Could they have just said the update that they did and just left it at that? Or is this great on them for absolutely trolling people that are cheating here?
Dude, good on them, man. Like, cheaters are such a cancer to games, to communities, to anything, so they deserve it. Good for them. In fact, if they could have gone farther, I think I would totally do it. So good for them. I think this is awesome, well deserved, and yeah, like, this should happen more. Like, it's gonna get even worse when AI takes over more of these skill-based games. But I think the chat is going to think that this is well deserved. Chat, let us know what you think here. But yeah, so I love the trolling with showing all the hardware and just saying, like, 6K of paperweight. So it's well deserved.
Yeah, no, there's some really great comments I actually want to go over here in just a second. Guys, you got 6.5 minutes left to run your prediction markets on melee.com. That's M3LEE.com. Make sure to go there to run your votes on what you guys think. What do you guys think about this, right? Like, we want to know if, the cheaters deserved it. If 60% of the chat will think the cheaters deserved it, or no, the cheaters don't deserve it. I'm gonna push back and say this is absolutely hilarious. The cheaters definitely deserve it. Maybe Riot Games went a little too far. Like, absolutely do what you need to do to resolve it. I don't think they needed to troll them like this, but I absolutely love it. You know, we're all gamers, we're degen, so it's hilarious. I think they didn't need to do this though. Paulitz says cheaters deserve it. Xio says, I don't know if this is good, to be honest. Sophia says cheaters never win. Cheaters never win, guys. Stop cheating. Why are you guys cheating? Come on, just play the game. By the way, like, I don't even get the point behind cheating. Like, it's not even fun to use this stuff. Like, I'm a skill-based gamer. I'm competitive. If you remove the skill, if you remove the competitiveness out of it, what's the fun of playing a game if I'm just going to automatically aimbot everything? I don't know. I don't know. Xio says, I don't get this topic, bro. Yeah, I don't know. Do you think cheaters are good? Do you think this was good for the cheaters? Do you think it was bad? I don't know. You guys got 5 minutes to cast your prediction markets. Let's see the comments. Lord Fergans says, cheaters pissed off in the comments. Hearing how cheaters spend the money to cheat and have this happen brings a smile to my face.
Same.
Imagine paying extra money because you suck at video games. That's what I'm saying. You guys fucking suck. Like, yeah, only cheaters that absolutely are dog shit at a game are going to do this. If I'm a pro player, I don't need to cheat. I'm going to show you in the game, and I'm going to be proud of my skills. So, I don't know. I think this is hilarious. I think it's great that Riot Games fixed this cheat, but I don't know. It's kind of funny that they're rage baiting them. Let's see. This guy's argument, he's pushing back. Would you allow the government to have cameras in your house just because you're not doing something illegal? Vanguard, an anti-cheat, should not have such high levels of capability to cause a disruption in your ability to use your computer just because they don't want cheaters in their game.
Bro, so I am above all is probably one of the cheaters. He's probably upset because he cheated.
Yeah, he's upset because he's cheating, and he's like, hey, you guys are stopping my ability to cheat. I'm mad now. I'm gonna write a nasty comment. And then Lord Fergans, we got a whole debate here. This is actually a whole thread. Most people already do have cameras in their house, either through their TV or PC. I'm not saying it's right, but at the same time, fuck cheaters. I'm actually very okay with the government declaring cheating in PvP to be illegal, putting people in jail for it. It's technically fraud for unskilled players to be competing against skilled players. I think we're gonna have to have another prediction market for this. Should PvP be illegal, and should we put people in jail for it? I love it. Okay, this whole thread really is going far here. The majority of cheaters are playing casually. Yes, it's annoying to deal with it, but I don't think should be an excuse to give Vanguard total surveillance of the device you paid for. Also, most of the governments would ever allow would be lawsuits for cheating, and that'll be mainly just happen to the distributors of said cheaters. All right, this is hilarious. I'm loving that people are getting very emotional about this debate. Let's look at some of the other comments, though. I feel like we got.
What do you think?
What'd you say?
Let us know on the chat. Let us know on the chat.
Let us know in the chat. For people in the comments who lack comprehension skills, they are not bricking PCs. They are bricking cheating devices people were using on Valorant. So that's essentially it, guys. They're not stopping you guys from playing your game. They're just stopping you guys from cheating, which I think is a good thing. Dumb fucking chud. Really type this. No game should be able to brick your hardware you paid for. Eat shit. Yo, some people are really mad, Simon. Some people are really upset.
When this happens, all the people that are upset are probably the cheaters. You know, like they're taking it personally. It's like, dude, if you're not cheating, if you're playing, if it's a skill, you don't have anything to worry about.
Yeah, this guy is like, that's malware, and that's illegal. It is not, and it is not. This is hilarious. Pretending that Riot doesn't have dozens of lawyers all ensuring that this is legal is silly. Yeah, I mean, obviously they got their legal team behind this. They're not going to approve illegal spyware and shut down their company. It's not even breaking the device; it's detecting it and telling Windows that the device is operating incorrectly, which causes Windows to blacklist it. You could reinstall the operating system or do some gnarly registry hacks to use it again. Yeah, look, at the end of the day, guys, cheating is cheating. You gotta, we can't have people cheating, guys. I don't know. It's this is just absolutely is something that needs to be resolved. Again, I'm not a big fan of how they approached it. I don't feel like they needed to rage bait their whole community. I do think it's really funny though. but I do think they pushed it a little too far with that. Clearly, they're hurting people's feelings, but that's fine. I think the people that are getting upset are the ones that are probably cheating or spent a lot of money on this firmware and this stuff to be using. So it's really funny. Let's look at some of the more comments in the stream. Xio says, I don't cheat. I am proud to be one. Dooley says, fuck. F-O-C-K cheaters. Web3 Gamer's gonna make it says, in the Philippines, there was a game called Special Force. Almost every computer shop had wall hacks, and you pay extra to play on PC with cheats. No way. That's insane.
That's insane, man.
Insane.
But that is interesting, because it's almost like that is part of the game, you know? Like
it's part of the game, man. It's not fun to play against cheaters, but I get it's fun to play with wall hacks. People reacting is what makes it fun. Interesting. I never thought of it that way. I was kind of like, you know, shitting right now on cheaters, but I guess it would be funny to, like, if I were cheating, I'm not a cheater, but I'm playing devil's advocate. I guess it's funny to see people's reactions, especially if you're stream sniping somebody. But come on, guys, don't cheat. Just play the game, get your skill up, and I think it's funnier if you could do that without having to cheat. All right, the predictions are closed, guys. We got our poll running right now. Type 1 in the chat if you think cheaters deserved it. Type 1 in the chat if you think cheaters deserved it, and then type 2 in the chat if you think riots went too far. So did they deserve to get, you know, completely trolled here on their public Riot Games accounts, or, you know, did the cheaters deserve it? Congrats to the owners of a brand new $6,000 paperweight. Yeah, this is absolutely hilarious, man. Could you imagine spending $6,000 to cheat, Simon? I don't know. I mean, I maybe spent $100, but $6,000, that's better than my whole setup right now.
But wait, what? So, but what was the? Was there a tournament or something that they were, you know, trying to, like, with money?
Oh, they were just trying to cheat, man. They just want to play Valorant and jump into lobbies and rage bait people by being able to shoot through the wall, you know? I don't think there was a specific tournament. There wasn't a cash prize. They're just doing it to troll. Like, come on, man. If you're going to cheat, at least do it right, guys. If there's $1 million prize pool, I'd be like, you know, at least he's cheating for the money.
Right?
No, they're just cheating to troll people, man, which is actually kind of sad. I don't know. It's kind of sad.
That is sad, man. Like, you know, come on, play the game, have fun. Don't cheat. Like, for what? Yeah, I think people like the easy path, easy way. Sometimes chat, you know, so I think they deserve it, man. Chat, I know you're thinking today, look at that. 80% of people right now thinks, like, from the chat, think that the cheaters deserved it. I agree with you, chat. Like, today's you and me against Marcelo, and Riot went too hard. So, chat, I like when you think. I like when we think together, you know?
The cheaters deserve, the chat is saying, guys. You got less than 2 minutes now to run the poll. Drop a 1 if you think cheaters deserve it, which is coming in hot. Coming in hot at 82%. And then we got a tiny 18% that people think Riot went too far, guys. I think Riot went too far. This is hilarious. I love this, but I don't think they needed to call them out publicly like this. But hey, who knows, man? Maybe some public humiliation is necessary. Hero in the chat has a very good point, saying, I saw it. Sophia says, how will you learn if you cheat in the exam, right? How will you get better at a game if you're cheating, right? If you want, that's the whole point of gaming. You want to get good. It's a competitive game. I want to see myself get better. The funnest part is being able to, you know, to sniper scope somebody across the map without having to use a cheat, and people thinking I am cheating because I'm just that good, you know. And then I can rub it in their face and be like, nah, bro, like, that's pure skill. You suck. And then I could talk, you know, I could roast them in the chat. You know, that's the whole point of gaming, bro. Like, when I grew up in those toxic Call of Duty lobbies, and I could talk shit and tell people how good I am, it's because I'm actually good at the game, and I've earned the merits to do that. What's the point of, like, buying, you know, a Ferrari and bringing it to a Honda Civic race and being like, yeah, like, I'm the best racer of all time? It's like, dude, you're using a Ferrari, you're cheating. You're supposed to be using a measly little car. So yeah, I don't know. It's really funny to me. I don't know. Let's look at some of the more comments. Best Mo friend says we all have different ways of learning. I learned that way. It's not called cheating. It's called learning differently. Oh boy. Best friend Mo is in favor of cheating. That's how he learns. I think. That's what I tried to tell my teacher, and then I got expelled. No, I'm kidding.
So I totally get it, and just to add to what best friend Mo is saying here, like, it's cool to experiment and try it, but here's the danger of cheating. The danger of cheating from a game theory perspective is that once you cheat on anything, and because remember, game theory is in favor of cooperation. Cooperation is the best part of game theory because you get more. This is by default. When you cooperate, you get more resources. That's the bottom line of game theory. But when you cheat and you get caught, then you set an example that cheating, or even if you don't get caught, but amongst you break trust and people start seeing that you're breaking trust, then cooperation goes down the toilet, and then all of a sudden like toxicity and everything starts happening, and then that community that you like or that game that you like, fuck, you know. So we're seeing this right now in politics, in the world. Like, it's hard to trust, you know. So it is a fun way to learn, and I agree, like hacking and all of this stuff. And but once you do it to cause harm or to actually get resources that others cannot access, then cooperation starts going down, and the game that you like, the whatever you like, starts going down the toilet. People don't trust it. So from a pure standpoint of game theory, it's better to cooperate and not cheat. Now, if you learn that way, fine, learn it, but then avoid applying it to get, you know, an advantage, because then you break the trust.
Yeah, you know, I shout out to the chat, you know, but I wouldn't encourage cheating at all. Don't cheat, guys. It's more, I also, you know, I'm a big believer it's more fun in life to do things when you earn it, right? That's why, like, deep down, I don't want to win the lottery. I'd love the idea of, you know, being handed a big paycheck, but if I am the one to earn my share of the pie and somehow I make X amount of money, at least the idea that I earned it and I deserved it is much more rewarding than being handed something. And you see it all the time. People that, you know, win lotteries and to all this stuff, they usually end up using it all, and then they end up going broke, surprisingly. They didn't earn it.
There's a huge, like, I think there's a well-documented fact. I think it's just like 90% of people that win the lottery, 90, go bankrupt. Yeah,
exactly. So, and I think a huge factor of that is because you didn't earn it, right? You didn't. Free money is easy to burn, and you know, if I earned $1 million myself and I worked hard and I put into work, I don't know. I get a funny feeling I'm gonna be more mindful with where my money goes because I worked really hard for this. If you give me $1 million overnight, I'm going to the casino, baby, and I'm probably gonna lose it all because it's free money. So I don't know. I think it's the same thing with this stuff. Like, if I earned the skill of being a good gamer and I'm able to enjoy that, then like it just feels better to play the game because I actually earned the skill, right? If I jump in a game and it's easy, I can sit back and just watch me getting headshots left and right. Like, there's no satisfaction from that. And maybe short term it's gonna be funny. It's like, like, look at this guy, he's crashing out because I shot him through the wall. But after a while, it just gets old. So that's what I think. I think the polls came. Did we get the results for the polls? Yes, I think we did. Amazing. So prediction market results to yes. We did get above 60%.
Chat.
Amazing.
You were thinking today. Just the last thing on this topic. There's a game called Salty Bets. Okay. And what they did real quick, because I'm seeing a lot of the comments here about cheating and it keeps going. But basically, here's the interesting part. You can literally cheat and create the most OP, overpowered character that you can. Okay? Like, it's a fighting game and you can create your own character. And then people go and watch the fights. So literally, you can create a character that with one punch wins the game. But because you can cheat and you can do anything, if everybody creates a character that punches and wins a game, then it's not fun at all. So you know what people do? They don't. then they stopped. It went viral for a bit, and they started creating. But then all of a sudden, they stopped creating these characters that with one punch win, and they started creating these funny meme characters that do this crazy shit, and they need to die in certain ways and have these crazy powers, and that's when it became fun. So, isn't that interesting?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's everything, right? So it's wild, man. It's wild. I hope these guys enjoyed their $6,000 paperweights. Have fun, cheaters. Moral of the story: don't cheat, guys. Don't cheat. You're gonna lose money. It's not fun. And then yeah, you're just gonna be miserable.
So guys, this is our last prediction for the day, for today's show. Go to melee.com, M3LEE.com. You're gonna see us right there. Here's the poll. The chat is the show, and your job is to read this poll, get a sentiment of the chat, and then make your prediction. So Figure AI's robot worked 200 hours without failing. Will 60% plus of the chat say workers are cooked? We're going to go down the rabbit hole. You're going to get more information about this, but get a sense of the chat while we go down the rabbit hole and reveal more news, and then go from there. So Marcelo, take us down the rabbit hole.
Oh man, this is kind of taking us down that dystopian, I don't know, it depends how you look at it, right? I think a lot of people might not be a big fan of this, but essentially we're seeing an autonomous worker. Like, this is literally an AI, an AI agent, or what do you want to call it? It's an artificial intelligence, an AI robot literally working on a conveyor belt, doing the job that I think a lot of humans would typically do. And, I think a lot of people might get afraid of this, thinking like, robots are here to take our jobs. I'm really curious to see what you guys think. Are we cooked? Let's play this video. So we just wrapped what began as an 8-hour challenge, and it ran for 200 hours without failure. Holy cow. Shout out to the team for the hardware engineering behind F.03 and the robust Helix models powering it. Let's play this video real quick. Video, I want to see it.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wow. Look at how 200 hours, nearly almost 250,000 packages. I don't know. Look, this is, he's just walking away like a boss. Wait, can we just play that again? Holy cow. Yeah, he know he cooked. He know he cooked. Look at him.
Mic drop.
Mic drop. He know he cooked. He just walked away like, fuck you guys. Yeah, no, this is insane, guys. Like, no way will a human be able to keep up with something like this. I don't know. I have some takes too. But before we do that, Simon, what are your thoughts on all this? This is kind of wild.
This is wild, man, because for so many reasons. First of all, I have this philosophy, like, who wants to do that job? As a human, we're meant to create, we're meant to like socialize. We're creators by nature. So my take is like, good, just, get the robots to do this kind of job, and then let humans create and do different things. Now, we need to come up with these creative jobs so humans can actually do these things. But the other part is like, it's almost like the robot finishes and he's like, fuck you guys. He's like, he knows in the future he's gonna come back and get us all. Do you know what I mean? Like, look at this. It's like, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
I'm coming for all of you after this.
Oh my god. Yeah, it kind of, I don't know, it kind of made me think of iRobot with Will Smith. It kind of looks very similar. I don't know, man. This is crazy. Also, wait, let me just see something. Is that another robot watching this robot? Like, this is getting so crazy, dude. Like, we even got like robots in the crowd now. He's observing him. He's just like a regular worker.
Yeah.
It's at his job. Yeah, no, this is wild. I think to some degree, I'm going to say, I think we're absolutely cooked, right? This robot could do what I think a lot of humans can't. And obviously, there's no human that could work 200 hours in a row and then do 200, At the same time, I'm still going to be bullish on the human. I think there's certain jobs that humans are going to be able to do, maybe for sure on the labor, physical type of side. Sure, You know, I think robots could absolutely outperform that, but I don't know. There's just a human touch that I don't know. I think there's a human touch that we can't replicate with AI, right? There's just human elements, whether it's creativity, whether it's an emotional understanding, emotional intelligence, being able to put ourselves in other people's shoes. I don't know. Like, I don't feel being comforted by a human. Like, I don't know. There's just different things that I think robots could do very well. But at the end of the way, you know, whether this is a debate of robots versus humans, I'm still going to have to vote for the human, man. I think there's going to be jobs that robots are going to do very well. I also think there's going to be jobs that humans are still going to continue to do very well and potentially maybe better than some robots. So that's the pushback that I'm going to bring here. The poll that we're running, the prediction market that we're running, guys, are we cooked? Well, 60% of the chat say workers are cooked. I think a lot of people are going to think yes. I'm still going to push back and say no. I think, you know, to some degree, workers are going to be cooked, but I still think, you know, humans are going to still have their place. We're still the ones that made these robots, right? These robots can't make themselves, at least not yet. So yeah, that's kind of what I think. I want to see some of the comments here. Let's see what. Oh my God, the machines in 2030.
Yeah, man.
Machines are taking over. This is a scene from Terminator, guys.
I think the chat is going to think that we're cooked, but let me give you some quick context here. I was on this really cool exhibit from this artist. This was a couple weeks ago, and it was about 1960. Like, the artist was from 1960, and he was documenting the Industrial Revolution, right? Automation and all of these things. And he said this cool thing on the gallery, right? Like on his work, he said that automation and all of these things were so scary, right? For so many people, and that he couldn't see the future of like humanity based on all these automations. Remember, this is like 1960s. This is in the past. So this person is already thinking how we are thinking about AI, but look at all the new jobs that have come up based out of technology. Like think about this show. This show couldn't even exist before, you know? And it's even crazy to think back then that we had something like the technology to do this show. So there's so many new jobs that are going to be created, so many things that we cannot even think about right now. So I think the chat is going to think we're cooked, but I'm just giving you this context because it was something interesting that I learned from like looking at the history of this. This has happened in the past many times, like industrialization, new technologies. So new things are going to come up, new jobs. And I just hope that the jobs that come next are jobs that are more human centered, like creativity, things that were socialization, things that were designed for.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting stuff, guys. I'm still taken aback that this whole AI thing is moving so quickly. It's kind of freaky. I want to look at some more of the comments, guys. By the way, you have 2.5 minutes left of the prediction market. Let's see. I'm still fighting for the human, guys. I want to see human workers. I still think there's jobs that are going to be viable and optimized for humans that I think AI can do. This guy's asking 200 hours, 0 failures. What was the hardest moment to get through during the run? Brett says getting the live stream to keep running for more than 8 hours, which was some of the longest we found before this. So he's basically saying that there was no flaws. The only flaw was actually variables outside of the fact that, you know, outside of the actual bot, where he's like, okay, so the robot ran for 200 hours flawlessly, but the stream nearly broke first. Infrastructure problems are universal, apparently. So I don't know, man. This is in favor of a lot of you guys that think this is great. I don't know. I still don't get it. Why does a robot need to be in human form? Why wouldn't it make it so limited? That is interesting.
This is good because it could be a robot, could be anything literally, but the world is not optimized for anything that is not humanoid.
Right.
You know, so like even that example, like the height is for a humanoid, the arms, you know, like, so it makes sense that the first robots are going to be humanoids, and then after that, it's going to be anything, really. But
Yeah,
guys,
it's super interesting, right? I think I had read this somewhere too. Like the human body isn't necessarily optimized for like doing or like having max efficacy when performing tasks. So it really is interesting because like we do see we're trying to continuously build these robots to in the shape and the form of a human. When like I'm even just thinking maybe for a job like that, if it was like a tiny crane, for instance, that it could just like, I don't know. I'm just trying to like think how it would be optimized the best. I'm sure there's 1,000 different ways that we could do it better, but it is fascinating because we're continuously trying to make them look like humans as I think that's what we're most familiar with, right? And I think we're still at that learning curve, at adoption phase of what it is to adopt new technologies. And yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of people are still trying to get comfortable with the idea of this. Which, by the way, guys, there's 10 seconds left. 10 seconds left for the prediction market. Run right now to MThree.com, M3LEE.com. Run your predictions. It's going to close. We want to know what you guys think. Is going to be 60% of you guys or more that think we're absolutely cooked. And then we're going to run the poll right now. I see we got the wrong poll. We're going to fix that in a sec. The cheaters deserve it, guys. I'm kidding. We're going to run it for this specific prediction market right now. Do you guys think we're cooked? Are we cooked? Are we cooked, guys? Sorry, I'm just saying it. One of my friends has an accent and says cooked like that, so I'm just teasing him. But do you guys think we're absolutely cooked with this, guys? Are we cooked? Are robots taking all our jobs? Are we going to have no more jobs? What are we going to do, Simon, if all the robots take our jobs, man? We're going to have to play video games all day. But type a 1 in the chat or type a 2 in the chat. Type a 1 if you think workers are cooked. Type 2 if you think humans still got this. I think humans still got this.
55% of people predict that the chat is going to think that we're cooked. 55%. Let's see what happens. I think the chat thinks that we're cooked. So place your prediction or place your poll. 1 if you think we're cooked. 2 if you think humans still got this. And let's run it, guys.
Yeah, this is a good comment too. Not just, Amazon workers might think they're cooked. Amazon workers watching the live stream, and then they put this famous meme of the guy, busting through that cigarette real quick through that stress smoking. That's hilarious. Let's see what other comments are there. If you made the machine not look like, oh yeah, it's same theme. If you made the machine not look like a human, it would do a better job. This creepy obsession with trying to replace humans is deeply evil and sick, and we don't have to do it. That's what this guy says.
But
humanoid form.
Is like, just like everything is optimized for the humanoid form. I don't think people are trying to do it as a like evilness. It's just like everything, like bathrooms. If they need to clean something, like the space is just designed for humanoids. So sure, you can create that robot in a different shape, but if that robot needs to go and do something else that is optimized for a human body, he can't, right? So for multi-purpose ones, it makes sense.
Yeah, and Darkstar agrees with people voting 1. Does anybody else get a sense of dread looking at this? 2 to 3 years tops before millions of people are jobless. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Bernie says, start now and create your own business. There's an unlimited number of people and ideas. Honestly, with the internet now, man, and AI, speaking of AI, ChatGPT, Claude, Code, OpenClaw, there's so many opportunities to build money, to make money and build a new career. So that's what I think new jobs will be created out of this. Maybe it might not look like this, but I'm a big fan. It's the same thing of like 100 years ago, everybody was a farmer. Simon, everybody was a farmer. And then the tractor was invented. And then, the factory, people got factory jobs and then office jobs. Office jobs are a new thing, guys. Everybody with their office jobs saying, I'm going to lose my jobs. That didn't even exist 100 years ago. This is a new job. And then, new jobs replace that. So,
exactly.
It's interesting. It's very interesting.
I read something really interesting, which is like, I think only 2% of humans are farmers now.
There you go.
From like 100%
before.
Yeah, to 2%, which is insane. So I think we're gonna look at office workers as the farmers of the past, and or factory workers.
Yeah, absolutely. Super interesting stuff, guys.
1 minute.
Less than 1 minute to cast your votes. 36% of people saying workers are cooked. Wow. We have an optimistic crowd here. 64% of people are saying humans still got this. Guys, thanks for taking my side. This is what we like, guys. This is what we like. Let me check something else. I just got a message here. Let me see. Let me see what this is about. Let me bring this up. The moment the robot passed a human worker because the human had to take a bathroom break. Interesting. Yeah. There's something robots don't gotta do. Robots are still going to run away. You gotta take a break. You gotta eat food. This guy's putting up a toilet painting to show that he's going to the toilet. Yeah. I mean, you can't like that, right? In my defense, robots still need maintenance, though. So, maintenance after the job might be important. All right, guys, the poll is over. The prediction market is over. Let's see what we got. We got a 67% of people saying humans still got this. Sheesh. They don't believe in the robots taking their jobs, Simon. They don't believe it's gonna happen. They don't believe it's gonna happen, guys. So we did not hit 60% plus on the markets. People don't think we're cooked, guys. This is great. You guys are all optimistic. So shout out to the audience here. We've got an awesome crowd. This was interesting, man. It's scary. It is scary, but I still remain bullish on the human, guys. There will always be a place for humans. Robots could only do so much, but we're the ones with the emotional intelligence. So yeah, that's what I think.
And there's never a better time to be an entrepreneur, start your own thing, or work with somebody like how we're doing it right here. Partner up with people that are pushing things forward. It's exciting times, guys. Like, there's going to be jobs that we're all creating right now that never existed before, that we cannot even think about it right now. But this is the way, guys. The chat is the show. The chat's spoken. Congrats to all the winners on the predictions. Chat has been awesome today. What a ride today, man. What do you think? So many good news, trending topics. You don't even need to watch the news, guys. Just come here, watch it on prime time. Come with the chat, talk with us, partner up with us, and tell your mom, your dad, your cat, your dog, your girlfriend how you learn so many new things here.
Everybody, call everybody right now. We calling them up. Big shout out to everybody here, guys. Yeah, absolutely, Simon. I'm always learning new stuff on this show. Every time I see the report before we start, I'm like, oh, this is interesting. I wouldn't have known this if it wasn't for Prime Time. So, guys, welcome to Prime Time. If you're tuning in on X, please like and share the stream if you found this valuable. We host these every day from 11 a.m. EST, 3 p.m. UTC. Jump in. We go over different topics to prediction markets, live events, all happening here with the amazing Simon and myself. I also want to announce the winner. Shout out to Yukuru TV. You've been drawn for the giveaway, for our AVAX giveaway. So big shout out to you, my friend. Big congrats. Can we get some W's in the chat? Let's get some more W's, Simon. Simon's back. He's been traveling. We missed him. I was texting him on stream. I'm like, yo, when are you going to come back, bro? We need you. So give him a big W's in the chat, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is Friday, and I have so much energy. My camera crashed. That's how much energy I have. I have to bring it back. But thank you guys for tuning in to this amazing show. Simon, we're excited to have you back. Am I back? Is my camera coming? It's taking a sec. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll catch you on Monday at 11 a.m. EST. Any last things you want to say here, Simon, for the crowd?
Guys, I just want to say thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be here. And the chat is the show. We'll see you on Monday. Monday, guys. Tell your mom, your dad, your cat, your dog, your bird. Come on Monday. Watch the news with us. Watch what's trending. Predict. Talk on the chat. And the chat is the show, guys. Peace.
Peace. Take care, everybody.
Baby, I'm trying to get paid. Legends don't die in a grave. They live through the story they made, okay? Boom, 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 boom. Baby, I'm trying to get paid. Legends don't die in a grave. Legends don't die anywhere.